With all that's going on that we've seen with Boeing, in particular with Boeing, um, is there cause for concern? Because it actually affected me when I made my travel plans.
Yeah, so part of why we've been putting Boeing under a microscope is because of those concerns. What happened in January, some of the other things that have come to light, and FAA is taking a very unusual step of preventing them from expanding their production until they can show that they can do it safely. At the same time, it's important to remember all of that. The reason it's so strict is because we're working to maintain an incredibly high standard of safety. A lot of times at the FAA, whether they let a decision go through or not is based on a 1,000,000,000 to 1 standard. In other words, a 1 in a billion chance of something going wrong. And right now, we're at a moment where U.S. aviation safety has had this extraordinary recent track record. It is by far, the safest way to travel.
When you see these 737 Maxes, when two of them crash, and they're allowed to fly even after the first crash, and then it turns out there is some kind of a design defect, and then you see doors blowing off planes, wheels falling off landing gear. As a consumer, that affects me, and I hear about the statistics, and I get it, but it still makes me uneasy.
Sure. I mean, nobody wants to see this kind of news or these kinds of stories. And that's part of why we've been so aggressive with Boeing, making it clear, as the FAA administrator put it, this is not going to be business back to businesses as usual. So we're going to be very, very tight, really putting Boeing under a microscope. But we've also got to make sure that we extend that same safety attitude to other forms of transportation like driving. I get on an airplane every few days. Often it's Boeing, sometimes it's another manufacturer, but I can tell you anything that is flying right now is flying because it's been through those incredibly strict guardrails that the FAA sets up. And anytime they see a problem, anytime we see a problem, we will tap the brakes, even if it's an extraordinary move like grounding aircraft, which we will do if we're not certain that they're completely safe.